and welcome to the second part of Moonclan. In the last video, if you watched it, we covered Owlstar, the leader, and a little backstory and lore on the clan. If you haven't watched that, I would recommend that. It's on my channel, the video just before this one. Yeah, we covered the leader Owlstar and backstory and lore on the clan. And as stated in the last video, we'll be going over EMBERSTRIPE, the deputy, today. His name is EMBERSTRIPE, and he's the deputy of Moonclan. EMBERSTRIPE is a gingerish red tabby tom with blue eyes. He has short to mid-length fur. His name comes from his coat pattern and the patterns on his fur and color. And coloring that resembles like fire, embers. Despite his blue eyes. Like Owlstar, his parents also passed to StarClan, but instead of later in life, like Owlstar, they passed when he was an apprentice in an accident involving the clan. They're also in the ranks of StarClan now. From his apprenticeship, he was a bouncy young cat. Ember was always very competitive with Owlstar, so he was competitive with a lot of cats. But particularly Owlstar, because she was farther ahead of him in training because she was just a little older than him. And he was very competitive with her, but she never really wanted to compete back with him because she was not very talkative. And being more competitive wasn't really her style. So he always wanted to compete with Owlstar. Friendly, though. But later on, when Owl becomes deputy, Owl is deputy when he becomes a warrior. He became a warrior, as just stated, while she was deputy. He earned the suffix stripe for his tabby markings. Soon he became best friends with Owl, and when Owlstar became the leader, taking over their previous leader after his passing, she made EMBERSTRIPE her deputy for his loyalty and bravery to the clan. However, over time, Ember developed feelings for a she-cat outside of the clan. Owl was not fond of this due to her loyalty to the clan, and she scolded him very heavily for this. Ironically enough, this is how Owlstar, ended up meeting her own mate. This will also be covered later in the story, because the she-cat EMBERSTRIPE is interested in introduces Owlstar to her sibling Tom outside of the clan also, and that's where the difficulty comes in from with Owlstar and her cross-clan relationship. However, she never told EMBERSTRIPE about her mate outside of the clan either, which would later cause a rift between their friendship for her hypocrisy in scolding him to cover up that she was actually doing the same thing and facing an impossible choice. Ember soon after ditched the loner, or other clan cat, I haven't decided yet. Soon after ditched the outsider, pledging his loyalty to the code and a cat within his own clan. A she-cat within Moonclan. They ended up having kids, but later down the road, however, he had a hard time actually loving his mate, and eventually ended up ending things with her. And he was unsure where his loyalties lied anymore, missing the she-cat outside his clan every day. So that's EMBERSTRIPE. He's pretty loyal to his clan, but he has a similar problem to Owlstar. He develops feelings for a cat outside his clan, and it gets very complicated in the storyline, and has covered the rift in their friendship too. His love drama will be covered in the story. I hope you enjoyed EMBERSTRIPE. This isn't the end yet, don't worry. The next video will cover the Medcat and the Medcat Apprentice. I'm not sure if I'll put them in the same video, since I'm not allowed to have comments just yet. Maybe like leave a like or something if you want me to put them in the same video. Yeah, that would be just a way to let me know. I'm thinking I probably will already to save time in recording, so I don't have to separate them and do all the editing work to put them in different videos. It's a good pair to put together, and their stories relate very similarly to each other and kind of go together, so it would make a lot more sense to put them in the same video since they're both part of each other's story. Yeah, but that is EMBERSTRIPE. You can tell he's like very loyal to his clan, but then he has a problem, you know, like conflicts and stuff. Yeah, but that's where I'm at with EMBERSTRIPE. All the cats I cover in my videos will be in the story, don't worry. Yeah. So I hope you enjoyed, and I'm gonna stop yapping for a bit.